Hello dear ones. So today we will be discussing Sutra 8 from Samadhi Pada, and here it goes. Viparyayo mithya jnanam matdrupa pratishtham. The second modulation of the mind is Viparyayo. And what is Viparyayo? It is false knowledge which is based on mistaking a particular form for something completely different. So it could be based on so many different things. So for example, I can share with you that you judged a person based on, you perceived some information, and then you judged a person. Because judgment, we make judgments in our day-to-day life, I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm saying that you judged a person. So let's say you judged a person that he did something wrong, and based on that perception you said that, oh, he's a bad person. So here we judge the person, and it might not be true, because we don't look beyond things, beyond events, and beyond his behavior or action. And he might have done something really wrong unintentionally. So the example here I am giving is maybe unintentionally, without meaning it, he did a mistake, and we said that, and you might have thought, because of this I am sure that he wanted, he had a bad intention, and that's why he did that. So basing your judgment about others, based on some false knowledge that his intent was not good, because his intentions were bad, but actually he made a unintentional mistake. So that is viparyaya. So it is like completely mistaking somebody or a thing or an event or a person, for something completely different. So this is what false knowledge is, and it creates an illusion. And then when the mind is in this modulation, then any kind of proof is also any kind of proof also stops working. Why? Because now the mind is into a different modulation. So we can have some examples like, parents when they are in old age, right? So they start thinking that, will my kids love me, because now they are working, they are in a job, they are like not living with us. And they start, based on their insecurities, they start projecting those feelings and that false knowledge, something which has not even happened, based on that they start basing their knowledge onto their kids. So, and they start judging, while their kids might not have time, or there is so much of stuff that keeps going, and they might not have time to come or not meet, but they might think or judge that they are not anymore loving them back, or not interested in them. So that's the viparyaya. So nobody can prove here, because now the mind is in the second modulation, and any amount of proof will not work in this case. So viparyaya is illusionary, false knowledge, mistaking some form, person or thing with a completely different false knowledge. And another aspect over here is that somewhere, you will get a glimpse of the truth. Somewhere you will understand from the previous example that, oh, maybe they are really busy in their jobs, but that wrong knowledge, that false illusionary knowledge, that is more stronger, and it becomes more overpowering, and then that sticks more. So then we say, okay, so the mind is in the modulation, in the second modulation, which is viparyaya. So there is some truth, and you will get a glimpse of that truth. Your intuition, your inner self will tell you, no, like they really mean it. And sometimes, when somebody makes a mistake, you will know that it was not an intentional mistake, but that doesn't stick around. So when we start doing, culturing our mind through meditation practices and many other practices, then this grip loosens out, and then you understand it's one of the modulations. And when this awareness is there, then the mind starts getting cultured in a positive direction, which is like, you will understand now it's in the modulations, okay, and then you will rely more on the glimpse of that truth, a small glimpse, a small word from your inner self, that okay, his intentions were not like that, okay. Or for the parents, they might say, oh yeah, and you will see so many relations work, because you will see that people have learned to let go. So what are they letting go? They are letting go of the false or illusionary knowledge. When you let go of that, then you can always go back to the person and clarify. But otherwise, if you're not letting go, and if the mind is occupied and is going in circles about judging about other people, and then what is happening? Then it is going in circles, and it is just sticking with that false knowledge, and it is creating more false stories on top of each other. But when you let go of this knowledge, when you say, okay, let me give a benefit of doubt, and if your mind starts sticking with the that glimpse of true knowledge, then you will definitely go to the person, clarify, and say, okay, I feel that, is that true? So maybe some better conversation and better outcomes can happen. So this is how your life can also change. So this is one of the modulation of the mind. The second one, that is viparyaya. So let's go to the next sutra.